Liverpool versus everybody. Good morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are. Um, let's talk about the Reds. Look, man, really great performance yesterday. Um, and as I think I mentioned this yesterday. As we had before, we're usually talking about in games like this where the score line is up, um, about how it could have been more, and it could have been more. Sturridge came on second half. I think in the totality, you could have had 3 assists at least. I think Lallana was on a break, 1-on-one. Obviously, Lallana's never been the fastest player in the world, so it wasn't the most surprising to see him getting caught too, and maybe not putting a strong enough foot on it. So you got that one. You got the Mane miss from the penalty spot, which is so nice to see him get his from the Sturridge assist. After that, it's good to see Mane on the score sheet. It's good to see all any of our front three on the score sheet, but specifically Mane. I think it's been 7 games without a goal. People have been talking a lot about Salah, but Mane's been kind of starved for one too, and so it was good to see him get one. He took that heavy touch, and I was thinking, damn, he's just not going to be his day. But enough presence of mind to poke it in, which I guess he was trying to do from the penalty. After he missed the penalty, it almost like he was trying to pass it to someone, but I don't know who he was trying to pass it to. Or maybe he was trying to take a shot, but the attempt was a bit soft for me. But yeah, good to see him on the score sheet. And again, like just the front three in general, it's just really good to see them scoring goals. At the end of the day, we never really mind who it is, or I know I don't, but it's definitely it only can be a good thing to see that the front three um, are scoring goals. I hesitate to say they're back because to me, it's not about them being back. We got to win games, and if that's the way we win a game, our front three score the goals, and we totally dominate a team like that, then I'm for it. Everyone's asking people about this game, and so many people saying, "Oh, you playing farmers and things like that." You know, are PSG playing farmers? No, but they still can't beat anybody unless they're playing the farmers. They can only beat Red Star Belgrade. They haven't beat us. They haven't beat Napoli. Napoli should have won that game. Napoli should have won that game fair and square. I don't know how they were allowed to get back in that game, but that's the match I'm looking forward to the most. The game against Napoli at home, where we can listen. At the end of the day, yes, we lost to Napoli. Yes, Napoli deserves a lot of credit. Yes, Ancelotti is maybe he was slept on. Yes, he's maybe been underrated this for the last because what he did at Bayern. Whatever. What up, Jason? I want Napoli. I can't wait to play them again. Um, and so, yes, they beat us in the dying moments of a game. I mean, that game was neck and neck score wise, maybe not performance wise. For most of the game, at away ground, apparently a hostile environment, we didn't get the win. We didn't get the draw, which is, I think, at one point you felt like, damn, would have been nice to at least just hold on to a draw. Or once they scored, try to get some back. But by that time, we were defeated. We weren't going to really do much in that game. Fair enough. This starting 11 that we just saw, I want to see it more. I want to see it more. And I think when Shaqiri came, I talked about Shaqiri, man. It's amazing what a good team does to a great player. Let me say that again. It's amazing what a good team a great team does to a good player, to average player, to whatever, because he's not doing stuff like this at Stoke. I'm sorry, he just wasn't. He wasn't. He wasn't. He looks a totally different player, man. And he just looks so hungry to come on and play wherever he's asked to play, for however many minutes he's asked to play. He's not a guy that pouts. I've never seen him pout. He doesn't look sad. He looks excited about every opportunity to be wearing a red shirt, and to be playing for this manager and with this team. So it's just amazing what that does to a player because he stepped it up a notch. And I think before he came to the team, I think a lot of people were thinking, oh, bit part player off the bench most of the time, and it's been that. But I think Shaqiri needs to. He's putting in a shout for Klopp to say, look, man, I know you got your midfield trio that you like to go with, your front three trio, but you got to find a place for me, man. Whether it's that 10, whether it's on the wing or whatever, because the difference he brings, the element of surprise that he brings to this squad, it can't be slept on. It can't be slept on. So just really proud of Shakiri, man. I mean, the small amount of chances he's gotten, he's been good every time. There's not been one game that he's played in, started in, whatever, where you think Shakiri dropped the level. He just hasn't. And mind you, he hasn't played a whole lot, but with the limited amount of looks that he's gotten, when has he been bad? Jason says he's like a kid in the Kansas. Yeah, makes me wonder why he was getting all that hate from Charlie Adam. Yeah, fuck Charlie Adam, man. At the end of the day, listen, I think, and I said it before. I don't know if you guys caught it. Not that I would agree with Charlie Adam, but I can kind of see where he was trying to go with that. I think he might have went in too hard, but I can get what he was saying because listen, look at Shaqiri right now. You didn't see that at Stoke. I'm sorry. Yes, every now and then you saw this worldy goal or whatever. But this guy is working hard, tracking back, putting in tackles. A lot of times, because of his size, he's diving to thin air. There's nothing there. But he's putting in the work. And also, it's the manager. Like, if you're not inspired by your man, who was the manager at Stoke at the time? Was it Mark Hughes? I mean, come on. If you're not inspired by your manager or by the team around you, no matter what the name on the shirt says, if you're not inspired by the team and the manager around you, I guess it's kind of hard to really get up and play for that manager. I mean, I don't like that excuse because I feel like when you're getting paid, you're a professional athlete, you represent yourself every time. Sure, the club, sure, whatever, but you represent yourself and your family and that name on the back of your shirt. And so that to me is the lasting kind of impression, and you never want to damage that, in my opinion. But Shaq, Mommy said Shaq was kind of stepping Salah's and Firmino's toes, but he adjusted very quickly. Right side was overlooked. Yeah, that could be right. I have to go back and look at it to really pay attention to that. But obviously, another day, another Salah story. Everybody's wondering why he didn't celebrate madly because he scored 50 goals for Liverpool. Everyone's wondering why he posted that thing on Twitter where he's got the two fingers on his foot. Can the guy just live? I mean, I don't get it with the fan base and how people expect players to celebrate in the way that they want. Who cares? Who cares? There's so many things to talk about in football, and we choose as fans to talk about the dumbest things imaginable. Who gives a damn? I know I don't. I don't care how he celebrates. He got the goals. I'm fine. I don't care. I don't care what he does after he scores. I mean, people are crazy with that. Jason, the front three heat up, and Naby finds his feet. I think we might have a Prem winning team. Ah, I like that. I like that. Yeah, look, listen. I'm not gonna get too silly over one game. I'm not. I'm happy. The midfield yesterday looked, I thought, amazing. Um, I think this team is good enough to win the Prem. To me, it's not about if this happens, if that happens. If we continue the way we go, the way we're going, I don't see why we can't. If it comes down to goal difference, maybe okay. Yes, that would still hurt because it's like how you that close, and yet again they piped you for something else. I mean, if it's not the 100 points, it's goal difference. So I've always from this when this season started, to me it wasn't about if so and so and so and so and so. This team looked built to win a prem. But I get what you're saying. I totally get what you're saying. If we can continue to get that from them, then yes. Obviously, if we're scoring goals with this defense, yeah. So I see what you're saying. With this defense, look, I'm going into every game clean sheet. I'm sorry. There might be one game this season where I said, maybe two games this season where I said the opposing team, the opposition, would get goals. Maybe PSG and I don't know, maybe City. But I mean, every game I'm going into it pretty much like clean sheet. And why not? Why not? This team has shown me that that you can count on that. For a little here and there, you don't know if you can count on the goals, which is again strange, but also right on par to what we were doing last season, or a bit better, surprisingly. I think Jason told me that last time, or Dom, or somebody. Um, Mommy says, but Fab playing like this is just another blessing. It is. It is. And that's massive. That's massive. Now, again, although I don't feed into the whole we're playing farmers, you want to see Fab, have that same kind of performance. The next game is Cardiff. You want to see Fab come in and have a similar performance, if not a better one. So, again, it's obviously it's fine to be happy. I'm going to be happy no matter what. I know you are too, but at the same time, I personally am not going to get too ahead of myself. It's good to see us get the goals. Does that mean it's gonna put a fire up under us for the league? Let's hope. Let's hope. I talked about Cardiff already. I'll talk a little bit more in depth as the week goes on, but Cardiff are feeling themselves right now. They beat a team that they thought were probably on the level with them. Just came up with Wolves and Fulham, and so to get the points there, to get up out of the relegation zone, they'll be feeling a certain way. And Neil Warnock is the kind of guy who's gonna feel a certain way about himself anyway, and believe that he can get his team to get a result against Liverpool. So, like I said in the thumbnail, or in the title, enjoy this for a few days, but we're back to business this weekend, and I can't wait. I can't wait. I'm so glad the international break is over. We have a few games we can kind of shuffle together and enjoy the Reds play, but all in all, just really, really proud. But FABINHO and Shaq, to me, they've got to play. They've got to play, man. They've got to play. And when you look at these injury issues, and yeah, you don't want guys to get injured, but sometimes it's almost a blessing in disguise, man. Yeah, and same thing with Robbo last season. Everyone with two eyes, one eye, no eyes, knew that Robertson was the better option at left back. And I don't want to hear about all this. Well, Alberto Moreno had a really good first. He had an okay for his standards. It wasn't amazing. You listen to Redmen TV and all love to them, and channels like that. And, Alberto Moreno was amazing. He was not amazing. He was okay for his standards. So stop that. That's number one. Um, so we you can see that, and so maybe it's a blessing in disguise. I hate to say that Hendo got the knock, which kind of opened the window for Fab. Let's just be honest. Now, maybe Fab was always going to play this game. I don't know. Um, but surely now it's Klopp's thinking, okay, I think my man's up to speed. Yes, playing against that kind of opponent, but I think he's up to speed. What he was able to do, I think 7 out of 9 tackles completed, unbelievable. I mean, when have we gotten a DM to make that many tackles? We get guys intercepting balls. We get guys like Genie muscling guys off the ball. But I mean, like straight up tackles. I mean that's big. That's big. And one thing we got to be careful with this team on the weight leg. I know I'm all over the place, guys. Sorry, bear with me. Um, Jason Lalana impressed me again. He's losing pace, yeah, but his ball control is getting tight. You would have thought he was Spanish. Yeah, yeah, and I said that in the last game he played. I think he was never that fast. He's faster than what he's showing lately. But that's injuries too. Same thing with Sturridge. You get that many injuries, I think sometimes you just kind of question yourself, and then naturally, I think the body just doesn't really go to the max that it can, and that's sad. But I mean, maybe in that first season with Klopp, he makes that goal. Maybe, I don't know. He's never really been that fast for me. But one thing we got to worry about with this team on their away leg is if we get up on them heavy again, they're gonna start chopping at legs. You can see they had a lot of frustration tackles, and we get that it happens. It's not just Belgrade, it's not just Serbian teams or whatever, but we can see that they're one of those teams. And I think we got to really be careful with that in the way leg to them. Hopefully, if we're up by that high of a margin, we got to take guys off the field. I mean, especially guys that we can't afford to be losing up top. We got to take those guys off the pitch because these dudes get frustrated and start putting in, horrendous tackles. You know what I mean? And so, and again, not just Belgrade. This happens in football, but we got to be mindful of that because they were doing that in the game. They were doing a lot of rashness. They felt hard done by the Mane challenge in the box. Listen, that was bizarre to me. I'll take it, but that was bizarre to me. I'm thinking he goes down, and I even yelled out to the screen. I said, "Oh, Mane, come on, you got to stop doing that before you get a yellow card because it seemed like a dive." In fact, the second challenge on him in the box seemed more of a penalty than that first one. So, but you think I'm complaining? No, I'll take it. Again, the luck is needed. We'll take it. As unlucky as we were last season, I don't know the stats about how many points we could have gotten if we weren't cheated or whatever. I think it was 12, 13, something like that. So I'll take it, but it did seem like a dive, and the delay of the call was crazy to me. So, but other than that, they really didn't have much to whine about. I mean, they could barely get over the halfway line. I think we had something like 12 shots on target. They had none. I think they had maybe 3 or 4 shots off target. I think we might have had 2. I can't remember the stats on that. I'm not the best at stats, guys, but I mean, total domination of the game. I do know that, and I don't need stats for that. I mean, just the eye test told you that we totally dominated that game, and it was a beautiful thing to see. The ref behind the line called the foul. That's why there was a delay. Yeah, yeah, I know. I'm just saying in general, when you're watching the game and you see a delay in a call like that, you know the back line judge is making it, obviously, but it's still just like, damn, that's a late call. And I feel like other way around, as the other team, receiving that, I'd be probably a little slightly disappointed with that too. But at the end of the day, they can't really complain. They just were no match for Liverpool on the night, and that was good to see. That was good to see. We've been wanting a game like that to come. Just to feel like we can do it again. Just to not to feel like I think we all know we can do it, but just to see it again was really nice. It was. Could have had more, but to beat a team 4-0 in the Champions League in a game that I think most people thought it would be 4-0. I came on with Jams and Kyle the other day, and both of them I think said 4-0. I was being a little bit more respectful of Belgrade, but they were right, and I think it's probably right to assume that we should have scored more. And I know there are people who probably said 5 or 6-0, and unfortunately they, you know, couldn't come out the next day and say, "See, I told you so," because we had some chances that we just didn't finish. But at the end of the day, we control our own destiny. So Thompson, what's the status of Naby Keita? Not sure, man. Not sure. I'm assuming he's doing okay. Hamstrings are serious. I'm sure he'll be nursed back sooner than later. But right now it's about the guys that we got. All due respect to Naby, I love Naby, Hendo, and all those guys. But it's about the guys we got now, and what we have now. I think. I mean, it looked really, really good, especially in that midfield. I mean, you got everything in that midfield, and we've been talking about guys that carry the ball. Listen, I told you, Fab can carry the ball as well. He can. I'm not saying he's like Ox. I'm not saying he's like Coutinho or anything like that. But the brother can carry the ball, okay? And the thing that's so nice about a double pivot with Genie is that if he chooses to carry the ball, you got Genie who can sit, who's proven that he's more than capable than doing that. If Genie wants to carry the forward, you got a guy who can sit, who's proven that he can do that. And then you got Shaqiri who can just kind of weave in between the lanes and lines, man. Look, I mean, there's still some things that need to be tightened up, but wow. I mean, just when you're like, oh man, guys are getting hurt, and we don't have Ox, and oh Naby's hurt, and Hendo's hurt. You get a midfield performing like that, and it was just so beautiful seeing that press, man, and seeing us just attack them after losing the ball. So many games this season you see us losing the ball, and not much all the time, at least not so much work to get it back. And to see that was just was amazing. It was amazing. Jason says been calling for the double pivot for. Yeah. I think a lot of us have. A lot of us have. So we'll see. Is Klopp just using? Was that just a tactic, a strategic thing to do? Because he saw something in Belgrade and felt like it would work. Only time will tell. But I mean, again, I think you gotta use your players to the best of their ability, and I think number one, I think he knows that although he's trying to get Fab up to speed, I think he knows that Fab is familiar with the two pivot, or playing in that pivot role with Bakayoko and Monaco. So, I think he's thinking, what? Let me switch it up, see how it works. It worked, and I think we could probably be, against a stronger team who's going to play open. We could probably be a bit tighter in those kind of those kind of situations on their part when they get at us. Again, luckily we're playing a team who they're not great. Let's just be honest, they weren't great, and so we can afford to maybe take some chances in certain ways. But so it's probably again there's still some rough edges need to be ironed out. But I'm really happy with what I saw with that. Thompson, I'm still dumbfounded that Napoli drew with Red Star. Yeah, must be a tough place to play. Yeah, probably. Again, Napoli their goals were nice against PSG, but they kept that game kind of long enough, and they probably should have killed it. I think there was an own goal in that game at some point for PSG. Look, Napoli are a good side. I get it. You know what I mean? They just knocked us off, and maybe it could have been more. They hit the post and whatever, but I mean, I think I don't want to hype Napoli too much either. I mean, come on, they got a good team and all that, but again, I can't wait to the game at home. I can't wait to play Napoli. Like they're the team that I'm thinking like I want to get this revenge. Not only revenge, but just I want to set the record straight. Because I don't know if you guys listen to HH's Hangouts, but I was on the last one, and the disrespect Liverpool continue to get. It's just amazing, and I don't, no. A lot of times when he brings up Liverpool, I'll mute my mic. I just won't say much, because I just want to hear the hate, And again, they keep bigging up this PSG team. I don't know why. They first of all, someone said they need a Conte or they need a whatever. They need heart and soul. How about that? Let's start with heart and soul. Some balls, and actually a manager, not a German football fan. That's what they got. They got a guy who has some toys and he's like, oh, let's see him play this. Or let me, I got a new video game. Let me just put it on simulation mode so I can watch these amazing players play. He's not a coach. He's not a manager. I'm sorry. Maybe somebody think I'm being rude. I'm harsh. Maybe somebody on here loves him. He's not a manager. Sorry. He's just not. And so I don't understand why season after season after, and I love Mbappe, great, fine, whatever. Season after season after season, this PSG team with these Michael Jordan uniforms, that's one thing that's a problem, and that's a bit of a curse, I think. And if you're African American, you're in America, you know what I'm talking about. If you're not, that might go over your head. But that's a curse in itself. But I'm just tired of people continuing to say that this team is supposed to be looked at as a contender. In the French league, of course, all day. But in the Champions League, stop it. So there's no surprise that they're not doing well, in my opinion. Even with those players that they have, there's no surprise. I don't know why people keep bigging them up. The defense is pure trash, pure trash. And beyond Mbappe and Neymar, what else really inspires you in that team? Maybe Rabiot, I guess, but nothing else in that team speaks to me. So I don't know. Jason said, "Can we talk about Gomez slowly transforming into a baby Virgin Red?" Yes, we can. I would love to talk about that. Hazard versus Neymar in Europe. Was it Echo? What's up, man? Good to see you. Oh, Epic. Sorry, good to see you. I haven't seen you in a while. Yeah, look, I'm running out of superlatives. It was almost like Salah last season. It's like, how much could you really say? I mean, every game he just kept doing it. You know what I mean? Whether it was assists, goals, tight situations, making his own goal, embarrassing dudes, showing his strength against much bigger dudes, aka this, English wonder boy from Leicester City that people keep hyping. I don't know why, but yeah. But no, Gomez is becoming. I'm not even gonna call him a baby Van Dyke. I'm just gonna say he's growing into a man, a full grown man, because he's different than Van Dyke to me. There may be some similarities, but I give Gomez his respect and nothing to do with Van Dyke to me. Yes, it seems like Van Dyke when you're playing with Van Dyke, there's a sense of kind of confidence, I guess, that you get that just radiates from Van Dyke. But this is Gomez. Let's give him full credit. This is all Gomez. This is hard work after an injury. This is silencing critics. Some of us being the critics. Oh, we need a new center back. And fair enough, we hadn't seen enough of him to really warrant us to be like, okay, this is up. But when he came in, he showed it from the opening day. He showed it from day one. And you just got to give Gomez credit, man. The speed on this dude is just amazing. The makeup speed when you think he's beat. First of all, ain't no Serbian dude gonna outrun Joe Gomez. Let's just put that out there. It's just not gonna happen. That's just not gonna happen. So that wasn't a surprise. But I mean, no, man, Joe Gomez is just a revelation, man, a revelation. And I think as good as Van Dijk has been, as good as Allison has been, that trinity there, the three of them, I mean, listen, man, I think at the end of this season, we're going to really be seriously talking about the best center backs in the world. And I think, not only are you going to talk about Van Dijk, I think you got to talk about Gomez, man. Because there's still people who doubting Van Dijk, who don't even put him in the top 5, top 8, top 10. That which is laughable to me, but it is what it is. But I think Gomez, sooner than later, at the end of this season, and he's got to continue with it. I get that. By the end of this season, assuming he stays healthy and all that, we're gonna be talking about Gomez as being one of the top center backs in the world. Remember this video, pin it, write it down. Yeah. Haha. All the London teams are clustering in Europe League. Yeah, I mean, Tottenham are definitely done. There's no question about that. I think United will manage to stay in that group or get out of that group just by default. Young boys are like the red star of that group. Valencia, you thought could do some things, and they still could, but Juventus is definitely going to win that one pretty easy. They may go undefeated in that group, to be honest. In 2 years, he'll be better than Van Dijk is presently. Yeah, that's not. I don't think that's a far stretch of a shout, man. I mean, I don't even know what else to say about Gomez anymore. What hasn't been said already. I mean, I just love Joe Gomez. He's just he's showing so many different parts of his game, man, that you just thinking, damn. I mean. And you knew he was good. I mean, even at right back last season when he was kind of flip flopping with Trent, you knew he was good. You knew there was a player in there. But the levels he's gone to, I mean, I think between him and Genie, as far as the best players this season so far, it's got to be him and Genie. It's got to be him and Genie. And again, that goes to just show the strength in this team. The fact that guys were thinking, look, yeah, you went and got new players. And Gomez's situation, they didn't. But it's that faith he's putting back into Klopp for having in them. It's the payback. It's the reward that comes with using what you got. Guy like Genie who says, "Nah, man, I'm here. I did all those rumors about me leaving. Nah, I'm here playing with Liverpool. I got my brother here, Van Dijk, my Dutch brother. We're gonna make something happen this season. And I'm gonna prove to people that I can do a lot in this role. In the center of the park. You know what I mean? So you gotta love that they're doing that. Anytime new players come in, you want to see other players that supposedly are supposed to have their spot taken step up. That's how you make a squad. Mitchell, what's up? Good to see you, man. I believe this is this catalyst for the front three. It was like a message from the gods. Mo, Bobby, and Mane on the score sheet. Granted, the opposition were not that good, but I'm excited for Cardiff. Yeah. And, well, Cardiff isn't either, allegedly. So, hopefully we can copycat that. But yeah, no, I think everything you said there, Mitchell, is right on point. I think it's natural for us to say, yeah, we were playing a team that weren't that great. Some people might call them a pub team, farmer team, whatever. It's still a team, and they're the best team in Serbia, and we hadn't ever beat that team in the Champions League, ever. We've never beaten them. In fact, they were the reason back in the day why we kind of changed some of the ways that we played football, which is crazy in itself. So back in the day, they must have been a smoking side. Our defense currently has to be one of the youngest and athletic gifted in Europe. Yeah, no question. That's easy. Met Gomez in a local shoe store, so humble. You wouldn't think he was a footballer if you didn't know. Yeah, that's what's up, man. Yeah, he seems like a guy that's really just like, oh, I'm this great. I think he knows he's good, but if you look at him on the pitch, he's just business, man. Head down, business. And I'm sure if you asked him about his amazing season so far, he would say amazing. Nah, I'm not doing that well. I need to improve or whatever. And that's what you want, man. You want. Van Dijk's the same way to a degree. Van Dijk is definitely on the pitch. He seems a bit more sure of himself. And that's just compared to any player. He just ultimate confidence. Just oozes from Van Dijk. Gomez goes the same barbers as me on Logi. Nice, Mitchell. Um, so yeah, it's just good to see his development, man. Can't get the same fade though, cause I'm white. Um, I don't know if that's true though. I've seen a lot of white guys with fades, nice ones too, surprisingly. But yeah, no, Gomez has just been. I don't even know what to say anymore. I'm just loving where he's at, what he's showing, the different aspects to his game. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. So again, it's just so nice to see that our defense is just doing this for us, man. It's really really nice, and I feel like we're in a situation now. Lauren's coming in doing well. I think Matip can come in and do the same job if called upon. I just feel very confident with our defense. I am concerned slightly about Klein. I think we've been having Gomez slot in for Trent when he doesn't play. I know Gomez has been kind of getting his rest here and there, or has he been? Because every time he's come out, has he not played a game this season? Yeah, he hasn't played at least one game. At least one. Let's see. What else we got here? Epic says, do you think we will buy anyone in January? Thought that we will go back in for Fakir, but Shaq has been great in that role. Yeah, I personally am not even thinking about Fakir any longer. The only time I really thought about him was in that game against City for obvious reasons. But nah, if we get him, cool. I've said it since we were supposed to be getting him. After it kind of fell through and all, I'm thinking like, look, if we get him, great. It'd be nice. It'd be a bonus. But I'm not really too concerned. To answer your question about going into the window in January, I don't know really. I think it really depends on the squad strength. It depends on if we got any serious long term injuries. At this moment, sure. I think you can probably bring in another midfielder, maybe another attacking guy, but that's it really. I don't really see what else we could need. Again, I think it'll depend on the strength of the squad. It depend on what guys are looking like. I think Ryan Brewster will be back around that time, hopefully. So that'd be nice to see what he has, assuming he'll play. But again, we still got Origi, which Klopp, whether you couldn't sell him at the last minute or whatever, he's still training. He was on the bench the other game. So we still have him. In the midfield, I just don't know. Assuming Naby's back, Henderson, everybody's healthy. Maybe not. We'll see, though. I think sometimes people just want us to buy players just because they want us to buy players. I don't really know if we need anything at this moment. Honestly, I just don't know. But we'll see. Let's see. Assam, what's up, man? Says only 21 years old and he's playing like he's 26. Yeah, yeah. The maturity level is through the roof, man. It's through the roof for sure. Mitchell, he's slowly becoming your favorite player. You're always backing Gomez. It's deserved praise. Yeah, 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 yeah. Favorite player? I'd say, yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't know about, I don't know. I think Mane's always gonna be my favorite player with this current squad. Also, I really love Naby. Fab was amazing today. I said it on my video yesterday. If I was to get the next kid I get, it might be a Fab jersey. Just really proud of having like, I mean, getting to see really like that official DM. You know what I mean? Like Genie's done a good job. He can play it. I'm not mad at that. Hendo can do a decent job. But we just brought in a nasty a six, a real six hard man, and it was just good to see a lot of things from him yesterday, especially the stuff that we knew he could do, or I felt he can do, break play up, yes. But to see the passes, the range of passes, I mean, so many times I kept hearing myself say, Fabinho. I mean, the whole time I was watching that game, I was like, God damn, Fabinho, good pass. I mean, the touch, the cleanliness of it. I mean, this guy, and then the driving with the ball was just incredible. So, yeah, I'd say, I mean, Gomez is definitely a favorite, but he's probably like in a top 4 or 5 if I had to pick, and probably at the bottom of that list. Um, no harm. Just there's a few other guys who I don't know. I just like a bit more maybe, but no, Gomez is definitely in there, and he's definitely becoming a player. I'll say this that I'm looking forward to watch every game now. He's on there. Now Fab, Shaq when he plays. Of course Mane. Um, yeah, those are the guys. Genie. Those are the guys that I really really look forward to seeing every game, because you're gonna see something special. But yeah. Um, He's probably been our best player so far this season. Yeah, I think it's easily Gomez and or Genie together. I think they both probably neck and neck, and probably give a bit more to Gomez maybe, but I don't know. They've both been amazing. Getting knocked out of the League Cup was bad news for Klein and Mignolet. Jason says, yeah, you're probably right on that. Mitchell or Michael, sorry. Harry Wilson needs to play and hope Ryan Brewster plays in the second half of the season. Yeah, I think there's still a bit much hype on Harry Wilson, but we'll see. He still hasn't done enough for me, but Brewster, I am looking forward to seeing. Jason, I'm sorry, but I prefer Camacho, Trent Alexander. Yeah, okay. His potential is crazy. He looked like a first team player against the Red Star on threes. Yeah, not only that, he was looking great in the preseason. Yeah, I think that's a good shout. I don't know if I'm getting ready to say I prefer him over Trent. I mean, I got to see him a bit more longer period. Obviously, you're closer to the action. You're watching under 23s and all that. That's great. I would like to see him make a couple of the first team squads. I think Camacho deserves that. I think what's the other young fellow from Liverpool, curly haired dude. God, I can't think of his name right now. Midfielder. Anyway, I think there were a few guys who showed a lot of promise, a lot of quality in the preseason. The potential is just that. It's just potential. But these guys showed that they had a bit more than that. And I would love to see them make a few more first team squads. Again, am I in a rush to see that? No. I think they deserve it. And I think, yes, like you say, the Carabao Cup was a situation. Curtis Jones, right? Thank you, Epic. Um, those are competition. That was a competition where, unfortunately, we're not going to see much of them, I guess. It's a bit surprising to see him continue to go with Gomez. I love it. Obviously, I don't mind it. I mean, Gomez can play anywhere back across that back four. I believe. I mean, if you put him in there, he'll do a job. I just think that's where he's at now, and that's what we got to put the respect on Gomez's name when it comes to playing with the squad. But to not use Klein is it's slightly surprising. But you got to believe at some point, between him resting Trent and you got to come in at some point. But yeah, look, I think we're pretty good. I think left back needs to be the next priority in the summer, though. I really think left back has got to be a priority. A guy who can maybe rival Robertson. Robertson cannot play every single game, and we know what we're getting out of Alberto Moreno. And I know there's a couple Alberto Moreno apologists out there and saying that people are too hard on him and we should keep him, extend his contract. That's fine. Believe what you want. My belief is that if it's true about him going to Barcelona, let him go have some fun out there. Nice weather, the women are nice, even though I think he's married. Sorry. Um, he can experiment more with his haircuts, get some more tattoos, play in a system where all they're gonna really need him to do is bomb up and put a ball in. They're not gonna really ask him to be that defensive. So Jason Camacho offers more in terms of attack. He's got more ability. Well, yeah, I think he's more of a winger anyway, though, right? Isn't he? I think he's naturally a winger, so that's not surprising. I'm sure he does have a bit more in attack. But yeah, no, I'm with you on that. I need to see a bit more of him. He could be a Danny Alves type player. Cool. Some of the TA crosses are questionable. He is picking a pass or crossing just because. Yeah, I mean, I think that's something that has definitely been off from Trent for large periods. I'm not really sure why that is, or if he ever was that amazing in the first place. Maybe we thought he was. Maybe he showed some glimpses, but maybe that was never really something that he was amazing at doing anyway. Here's the thing, though. There'll be games where he is really good at that, and then we'll be back to saying, "Oh, Trent's amazing." So, I mean, you want to see that consistency from him. You're not really getting it necessarily. I don't think he was awful, but he was almost on the peripheral. I mean, both the fullbacks really. Robertson maybe a bit more, but to me, out of all the players in the team, I kind of forgot they were both on the field. But then also I say that, and then the same token, I'm thinking, did we have like 12 men? It seemed like we just had way more players than they did. I mean, the red shirts were everywhere. One thing about Trent I want to say that I love what he did. There's a moment there where he went in the box and he goes to shoot and he gets poked in the eye. I don't know what it is about us getting poked in the eye in these games, but it happened again down at that end. He was going for a ball, then he got nicked from him, and the guy put his hands in his face again. And Trent kind of stood over him. I think maybe slightly purposely stamped on him a little bit. I like to see that from him because he's a young player. He's not the biggest guy. He's not frail, but he's a little bit small. And I think there's certain players who think they can take advantage of him. And it was good to see him kind of stand up for himself and say, look, man, this is the second time one of y'all motherfuckers put your finger in my eye. I'm not going for that shit. I'm not having it. And I like that. The guy looked a bit older, a little bit more of a maybe seasoned professional, but that made me happy. But other than that, I just don't really remember seeing him much. But I say that, and then I also say, we just smothered them. We were swarming everywhere, and it seemed like we might have had 12 or 13 men to their 11. I mean, it was that crazy. Trent is a young player. He is going to have ups and downs. Right, exactly. At default, he is a solid player. I agree. Showed a bit of aggression, liked it, shoved him down too. Yeah. That was really, really nice to see. That was I was proud about that with him. I was proud about that with him because again, we get this reputation of being a really, really soft team, and a team where if things get nasty, if they get physical, that we back down. And I obviously don't like that, and I'm glad to see that's starting to change. I mean, you can see guys in this team that aren't going to go for that. Fab is one of them. I think we know what Naby does. Even Hendo. Even Hendo has a mean streak in him to a degree. Milner. Even our four guys. Firmino's out there body checking people. Salah's no chump. Mane. So we're developing a team that if teams want to get physical and have a slugfest, we're not going to just go hiding. You know what I mean? And that's what I want to see with that manager. That seems to make more sense to have a squad that's not scared and not afraid. You know what I mean? Hopefully, Shaqiri don't kill it, don't get killed in Serbia. Yeah, well, yeah, I don't even want to talk about that, but yeah, hopefully you're right. The mentality has changed a lot, and even Fab is a bully. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think back to front, none of our guys are gonna shrink to anybody, any competition. I don't care who it is. And that makes me really, really happy. So I think that starts with a really good defense. Most defensive sides, you look at them as like a hard-nosed kind of team. Those real successful Juventus teams, Chiellini, Bonucci and those guys, they were a mean kind of outfit, and the Italian team in general for years were very, very, mean, tough teams. So you think about those defensive sides, you think about teams that are, can also be physical and strong and not easily broken. And so, yeah, I'm rambling on. It's about 40 minutes now. I appreciate you guys coming in. Saw some names I haven't seen in a while. Epic. Somebody else is on here that I hadn't seen in a while. But thank all of you guys. Assam, good seeing you guys. But happy times, man. Happy times. May it continue. Mame says the mentality. Oh, yeah. May it continue. I don't see why it can't. Carver's coming up, and again, I'll go in more depth there. Maybe have a few guys on live with me to chat about that. Jason says a presenter in the UK said Virgil van Dijk is the third best player in the world. Okay, Wow. Yeah, that doesn't really seem like something that a lot of people are saying though. I agree. When you really look across it, and if you're paying attention to, now again, we can't be prisoner of the moment, but if you're looking at these games in the Champions League, which I think is a stage where people, rightfully so, are really, really judged because it's not your league. You're playing against the best in Europe. And you look at the guys like Kuala Balid, you look at Godin, you look at Varane, Ramos. I mean, you got to say Virgil van Dijk is proving and showing, how amazing he is. And the people who can't, I just don't see that. You know what I mean? I don't see that. But it is what it is. Epic, man. Peace to you too, brother. Peace to you too. We're going places. Yeah. Thompson is all about trophies, man. Yeah. The more he wins, the more respect earned. Yep. As simple as that, man. And that's what I'm saying. I mean, with all the different characters on this team, I mean, it just make me so happy, man. Seeing them together, celebrating after goal, smiling, the love in the team. You can see there's no egos, doesn't seem to be anyway. They're all going for one goal, man, and that's to achieve great things. And it's all here for us, man. It's all here for us, man. Let's put another journey together in Champions League, but let's finish the journey. I talked about it before. Let's go all the way. Let's go all the way and bring back another big years, man. And then the Prem. Let's keep fit, keep steady. I mean, really, Prem is the one I want this season. That's the one I want. Obviously, I'll go for the Champions League. Or I'll take that if we can get it. Take the FA Cup if we can get it. But the league is what I want, and that's what I'm hoping we're putting all our eggs in the basket for. But let's just make this run, man. Let's stay in winning ways. Stay together. That's supporters. That's the teammates. The players on the team, the club in general. Let's just keep it intact. Stick together. It's all Red Nation, man. It's all Red Nation, and I'm just really, really, really pleased what I've seen with the team so far. Obviously, some frustrating moments, but by and large, man, just really, really proud that we're able to get these wins, to get these results, and still undefeated, man. I mean, the only blemish, and if you want to count the Scooby-Doo Cup, and the Bisco Cup, or Chocolate Chip Cup, whatever it's called, and then Napoli, the last second Napoli loss. You know what I mean? Their losses, but, by and large, man, this team is a lot to be proud about. And as a supporter, I have a lot to be thankful for to the squad, to FSG, and I don't want to get too emotional here, but I'm just happy of where we've come from. I mean, just think about where we've come from, the rosters we've had leading up to this roster. The money we have in the squad now, the money they've invested. It's amazing. And so again, full strength. I'm back to being convinced that the depth is pretty good. With that performance from Fabinho and what we get from Shaqiri, full strength. Wow, wow, full strength. This team is back to looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. I mean, and that's not even talking about Ox when he comes back. Ryan Brewster coming back at some point. The team's looking really strong. So I'm happy about it. Can't wait to Cardiff game. We'll be back this week. Much love to all you guys. Enjoy the rest of the week.